The world that they offer you is gray and promises dystopian control. They offer you safety and security purchased with the currency of your freedoms. But on this channel, we say absolutely not. The warmth and freedom of individual liberty will pass on from us to the next generation, and it starts right now. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, how we're going to fix both of those things together, because damn it, we're coming for our rights. Guys, what I'm about to show you is 2A suppressor removal related. Something just happened with the Speaker of the House that we've never seen before. All the forces of freedom are orienting towards removal of suppressor from the NFA. This is inching closer and closer and closer to reality, and what just happened is a tone shift. It is a seismic shift. I'm going to show you all of it right now. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. You guys are single-handedly defeating the censorship algorithm from YouTube, and I cannot thank you enough, but keep on going because they will unsubscribe you so quick. Do not let them catch you unawares. All right, people, we are going to dive right in. And if you are not watching on X, get over here at Braden LOA. We are covering anything and everything incredibly quickly, having a conversation, and it's spreading freedom on a different medium. Jump over there on X at Braden LOA. That's where all this stuff is coming from, and it's easily shareable in a different format. All right, let's get it. Guys, this just happened this weekend, and I'm going to set this up a little bit. This is the Speaker of the House. Now, one of the things that we're very used to in the gun world is the high-level politicians shy away from specifics on what should be a gun right and what is an infringement, because it's much easier to stay high level and say, we support the Second Amendment, and then go about their day and do whatever they want. However, when you get the Speaker of the House going on national TV saying what you're about to see, there's been an underlying tone shift. The population is moving away from the mealy-mouthed support from the Second Amendment, and he now feels comfortable enough to say what you're about to see. Guys, you are moving the culture in real time. I'm telling you, what we do on this channel, not only tell you what's going on, but also what we're going to do about it, it's working because you guys are engaging. You guys are making this happen. You have to understand the cultural moves that are required for this to happen. Let's get into it, and then I'll show you some other stuff. This is really massive.
Look, I'll just say this. This bill was developed over 14 months of work, endless hours of conversation, debate and conversation. Every single member of the House Republican Conference was involved in it at some level. The legislation was passed in phases, so we had 11 different committees push their products out over a series of weeks, and there was plenty of time to review the bill. I mean, to the
final version, there wasn't that much time. Right?
Well, no, but the final version was literally taking the 11 components and stitching it together. There was a manager's amendment at the end that had minor modifications, but everyone was well aware of what was in the bill.
And y'all know about the manager's amendment because that's where they put the suppressor removal from the NFA. That's where NRA was involved. That's where GOA was involved. That's where ASA was involved. And that's where NSSF was involved. That was the point where they were involved. Everything where it happened, that was the moment, the manager's amendment. Okay, we covered it on this channel. We were driving through it in real time. All right, let's keep going though.
So let me ask you about a couple of other specific provisions that caught my eye. One, there is a provision that eliminates a tax on gun silencers.
Woo!
Now, this is a tax that has been on the books for about 100 years. Why are you suddenly cutting a tax on silencers?
Well, there's a lot of thought and deliberation that went into that as well. The Second Amendment is a critical freedom in the Constitution, and there's no real rationale for adding taxes on these pieces of equipment. And we had the votes to do it. I think it was a long time overdue. I think we have to protect the fundamental freedoms of the American people, and there's no rationale. The government should not be making money on something that you have a fundamental inalienable right to.
All right, the specificity is the story. Every single Republican politician, for as long as every viewer on this channel has been alive, has said, well, the Second Amendment is a sacrosanct piece of our Bill of Rights. Yeah, great, awesome, cool. What are you going to do about it? Specifically, it is something that they should not be taxed on for an inalienable right. This right here is the specificity that you guys are driving forward. That's the important piece here. You have to understand The culture has moved from supporting and accepting the broad-based we support Second Amendment into we have the votes to remove suppressors from the NFA and it was really not a big deal. Guys, that is so paramount of the entire fight that we've been doing. In 5 years, we have built an entire infrastructure. We have got pro-2A candidates, pro-2A representatives that are comfortable enough to not only hold the line, but also bring their colleagues along to where the Speaker of the House can go on ABC and go and drill down from the 2A is everything to there's no reason we should be taxed on a right, and suppressors need to be out. It's long overdue, and it's really kind of dumb they're being taxed on their rights. Yes, now do short barrels. It's the exact same thing. No difference. Exact same thing. You guys are moving the culture. That is the story, and it is massively important. But let's jump over, because everyone covered this. That one was from American Suppressor Association. That one's from NRA, same clip. NRA also did something else that I want to show you, because I swear we're getting a little bit of a heartbeat of the patient on the operating room table. I made a X post about this, but this is the big point. Listen to what the NRA is saying about the Byrd Rule, which is the next step here. This is an important piece you need to understand. Everyone is orienting towards this.
You know, we have been told July 4th, that is the sort of self-imposed deadline for the Senate to get this reconciliation bill through. Saw that Senate Majority Leader John Thune said that they will abide by the parliamentarians' rulings on, what is contained within this reconciliation bill. And I'm sure you've seen, the stories that have been out there as well, talking about the concern that the Hearing Protection Act, or at least Section 2 of the HPA, might be ruled out of order by the Senate parliamentarian. What are you hearing right now from the Hill, John?
Okay, before he responds, the big question here is it going to make it through the Byrd Rule? Okay, the parliamentarian is the entity that actually enforces the Byrd Rule in the Senate. This is why we've been pushing so hard on it's a tax. It isn't 100% a tax. That's why I did the animated videos with the AG, Attorney General from 1934, saying it was a tax, saying it was unconstitutional if they didn't use the power of taxation. It is a tax. Okay, let's keep going.
Well, it all boils down to the Byrd test. Right? The Senate Finance Committee is in support of this section. Chairman Crapo is a great supporter of the Second Amendment. He's the author of the Hearing Protection Act. His committee is the committee of jurisdiction for the vast majority of this bill, the entire one big beautiful bill. And there are other members of the committee who are strongly pushing for this. There are members of that committee that have very tough primaries. And this issue could help them in the primary.
Okay, and that's the politics piece. Did you hear what he just said? And I can actually say it now because this was something that we were discussing in backroom channels until they've clearly decided this is clear to go out. Senator Crapo is the one who is the chairman of the Finance Committee. That guy is the co-sponsor of the Hearing Protection Act in the Senate. That guy's going to push this through. That's one of the things that I couldn't break out for you guys yet, but now that it's obviously out, that's one of the things we had going for us. That's why I've been so focused on the Byrd Rule. It's because the committee portion was really locked down. He just said it. That's some inside stuff. Now, going to the Byrd Rule. That's the whole point. Let me get to this next part, because this next part's a good way to wrap this.
Mm-hmm. It boils down to revenue versus policy in the simplest form. What folks are looking at on why they don't feel it passes the Byrd test is because they think of gun control. They think of registration. They think of fingerprinting and all these as a gun control punitive policy measure. You have to look at the congressional intent and the historical application
yes.
of the NFA and suppressors and SBRs and everything else. It was solely designed as a punitive revenue generating mechanism.
Yes.
It was double the price of a Thompson at the time. But the registration, the carrying around a copy of your Form 4, the tax stamp in and of itself, its only existence is to prove to the government you paid a tax.
Yes! Clear! NRA coming off the table. Yes, that's exactly correct. That's the point. That's why we're doing the push on X at Braden LOA. Get over there. That's why you follow this channel, subscribe, turn the notification bell on. All the things that we're driving towards as an entire industry are lining up exactly where they need to. Guys, this is a big one, and arguably, This part right here where the culture is changing and the House leader feels confident enough to say that on TV, that's arguably a bigger deal, but that's another thing for another time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.